I'm going to work the chapter 3.2 homework a little bit more slowly, if you will. Video will be a little bit longer, but show you how you can do this homework. And here I'm using FireFox browser, so it's different than Chrome that I usually use. I recommend Chrome when working with sheets, but many of the college computers use FireFox. So first I'm going to select the baby names. I'm dragging from A1 down to A32 with my mouse, and I've selected A1 to A32. And I'm now going to go ahead and do Insert Chart off the Insert menu. And that's a pie chart. That's not what I want. First, I want to show you what does not work. Oddly enough, if you scroll down the right side here until you get to a histogram chart and click on a histogram, you don't actually get a histogram chart. It's counterintuitive, but you don't. I'm always reminded that you have to go and play with your software. I want to see how many Avas, Williams, Isabels, and Sophias there are. I don't know what those numbers are, but they have no meaning to what I'm trying to do. So I need to go back and try something else. I'm going to try a column chart. That actually worked. That's what I want. I want Liam, Emma, Noah, Olivia. That's it. And notice on the left side over here. Let me go to that. I clicked on the left side. I just clicked on the left side. The customize came up on the right side. I'm going to vertical axis. But I'm going to scroll up here to here. Chart and axis titles. There's a drop down menu, and I'm going to go to the vertical axis title and add in, that's the frequency. That's the frequency over there. The frequency is the count of the baby names. So that's the count of the baby names, the data that's coming in from this particular website here. So when something doesn't work, you may have to explore, you may have to play around, you may have to poke and prod a little bit, but you can certainly do that, and that's how you learn to use software. You experiment some. If something really messes up badly, you can go to version history, see version history, and go back to an earlier version and restore what you lost if you've really messed it up. Everything's gone haywire. So you've always got backup in Google Sheets. You can't ever permanently, well, I don't know if you can, but basically you can't ever permanently lose stuff. Remember that. File, version history, see version history, go back, say, yeah, I want that version back again. Restore the early version, boom, and you're back to that original version there, which is pretty much a blank sheet. But that's the one of the earlier versions of the spreadsheet. If I go to the version history, see that version history, it's working on it. And that's a restored version. It's our current version. Go back to the one that had the data in it, and I say, no, I will put that version back. And it warns me that I'm about to revert stuff around to different places. So I've brought everything back but my chart, and I can work on it. Oh no, the chart's coming back too. How do you like that? I didn't lose anything. Good old Google Sheets. Safest place to operate on the planet. Alright, so that's that one. Now part 2. Select the data in column C and F. Just the data, and make a nominal level histogram chart of this data. Well, let's have a go with that one. Let me select that data there. Notice I've selected E1 down to F16, just the data. Now I'm going to go back to Insert Chart and see if I can get the correct chart to appear here. Whoa, that's actually what I want. Number of babies over there on that side, and there we see all the different numbers of all those babies. Liam, Emma's, Noah's, Olivia's, Ava's, Williams, Isabella's, Sophia's, James. The source for all this data is actually cited right here. If I go ahead and pull that, I don't know if I can pull that up, but we'll set that off to do that. But this tells me the numbers, and these are actual numbers of babies born. That's a fun part of this data. This is real data from the United States Social Security Division right here, getting ready for a baby. Liam, Noah, William, James, Oliver. That's where these names are coming from. It's a kind of fun site if you ever want to explore it. Lots of things you can explore. You can see name rankings and popularity for different things. Like suppose I want to know my name. Believe it or not, I'm a male Dana. And I'll go all the way back. Let's see the full data set on the male Danas after 1900. So, boy, my name became was really popular back in around 1959. That's when I was born. Mine was a very popular name, and it was a boy's name. Yes, it was a boy's name back then. But now let's go ahead and see. Let's look at the what happened to my name. Well, there we go. Back when I was born, more boys were being named it, but there were some girls being named it. And after I was born, it became solidly a girl's name in the 1970s and 80s. Now it's not even popular. It's falling off. By the way, if you have a really unusual name, it probably won't show up here because this lists only names that are in the top 1,000 most popular names. They haven't put up the 2019 baby names, and of course 2020 baby names won't be available till next year. And no, I do not think that we'll see too many babies named unusually this year. I think this will be a year of fairly stable baby names. But you can look up any name you want, go back and see what the history of that name was, and check out your own name. You can learn all about changes in popularity, the top 5 names. Change in popularity shows you how a name has changed over time. Names that increased in popularity over time. Names that decreased in popularity over time. These are ones that are seeing popular increases, big increases. So these are up and coming, future popular names. You can see that. And lots of good data here. So all sorts of statistics you can play with. Names that decreased in popularity, names that are on their way out. The Dylans, the Craigs, the Mikes, the Harpers, and the Darrells are falling in rank. As I said, these are rank orders here. Their rank where they're falling, they're falling rank. 2017, 2018, it was at 888. It's fallen below 1,000. It's way down the list. These are changes, and these are women's names that they're on their way probably out. Well, that's a bit of a long video, but there's the 2 answers. That's all there is to it. And again, poke around, play around, see what happens. You'll eventually find the solutions. It should look like this though. A histogram tells you how many there are of each item, and at the nominal level it tells you how many there are of each word. So that there were 13,928 babies named Sophia. And that's what there is to do it. Again, a little tricky on that first one, but that's the idea here. I want you to explore. I want you to teach yourself these things. I want you to get in there and see what you can do. That's how you learn to use something. Don't wait for me to explain every detail. I go, okay, lots of options here. One doesn't work, try something else. Hey, all kinds of things can be tried. Bubble chart didn't work. Oddly enough, a histogram chart doesn't work. That's not telling me how many Olivias there are. Histograms tell me how many there are of something. So I want something that looks like this, a column chart. And that automatically gets me this result in Google Sheets. And as always, thank you for watching.